Hey guys, so I'm back with another one-on-one video and I'm really excited today. If you've heard of the brand Helena Quinn, here is the woman behind the brand, my friend Andrea Racey. She's the owner and designer of this fabulous line. They have dresses, coats, tanks, so cute, so feminine, flirty. How's it going?
Good.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for being here. I love having you.
So we're actually in her studio in downtown LA, which is really cool. All of her inspiration and the process of designing is all around us. And I just kind of wanted to find out why you started the line, how you got your start. Like, just tell me a little bit of background info on you and how you got to this place.
Well, it's been a road for sure. I went to design school in Chicago, so I started there. Sort of just delving in. I definitely didn't know exactly which avenue, I wanted to go into fashion at that point.
Yeah.
So I did an internship for CBS in college, studying costume design. So I came out here, came out to LA, and I hated it.
Really?
I was like, never going back to this city, totally didn't like it. And
That's crazy. Oh my god, I never knew that.
Yeah, but then I thought I wanted to do editorial. So I went to New York and I interviewed like 3 magazines. No, didn't get the job. And I'm sort of just a believer in, being aware of what's being presented to you. And my roommate called me, well, my then roommate, one of my best friends from high school, and he said, I have an open room in LA, I have a maybe job for you. And I was just like, screw it, I'm going to LA, I'll give it a year, I'll try it out. And so I came here and I got a job working on 90210.
That's so crazy.
It was crazy. I was in shock.
I know you guys are thinking the same thing, like, oh my god, that's a dream job.
It was, and I worked for Deborah McGuire, who did Friends, and she was just like an amazing mentor, and costume was sort of a great foray into, the design world, because it's a very, just like, it's a grind. You go all day, 16 hours a day, and it's just like, it's intense, but it produced like a very, strong work ethic. I think what I definitely needed to start something like this. So anyway, then I sort of knew, I loved costume, but I wanted to get more into the manufacturing and the business side of fashion, and they're fairly different. So so then I started working for a startup clothing line, and then I was like, I feel like I have the information and I'm ready, and
you took the plunge.
I took the plunge, yeah.
That's so crazy. And for all the girls out there, did you always know you wanted to be a designer? I know you studied it in college, but like, what was your thought process back then of what you were going to do with your degree?
I for sure did not know I wanted to do design. I was not, in college, I definitely wasn't as confident in my design skills. I sort of felt like, I would be better at styling or something. And then just slowly as I got more into the industry and I learned and I saw, I observed different people that were doing it, and I just, you grow up a little bit, you start to feel more confident in your skills, you get into the workplace, and it just sort of, it unfolded. And it definitely, I feel, it's, even since I started, it's been like an evolution in design skills. I feel like a much different, sometimes I look at the stuff I did in the first year and I'm just like, oh my god, what the hell was I thinking? But, it's like, everyone does that with their outfits. And
totally.
You sort of have to go through that like freshman phase in order to get to where I feel like the line is now, which is like a good little sweet spot. It's like my junior year in high school now. My favorite year.
And if you could dress anyone, I know there's so many celebrities and icons and muses out there, who is yours?
This is tough. There's so many good ones, but I feel like Kate Hudson is an amazing one for me.
Oh my god, she's my favorite. I love Kate Hudson.
I probably have like a little bit of a crush on her.
Definitely.
But I think she's just like, she has that sort of like, she's very ultra feminine, but she is, fresh and modern. She's boho, but she's, edgy. Yeah. And I think she's just an awesome balance. And she'd be a good one for me.
It's a good pick. I'm really happy with your pick.
Thank you. Let's pray and send the vibes out.
I really hope she wears it. That's gonna make everyone's world. I
could just pack it all in and go home after that. Be done.
You're like, who cares anymore?
Screw it.
If there was one piece of advice you were to give someone who's starting their own line, what would it be?
this is tough.
I know.
I think, you know, I would tell girls that, you know, it's very, you watch stuff on TV. There's a lot of fashion-oriented programming on TV, and it's very different than how it appears on TV. It's not glamorous. It's there, you know, you're going 12, 16 hours a day. You start a business and you hit the ground running, you don't stop for 5 years.
Definitely.
So I would tell them, just be prepared for that sort of endurance. And also study the business side. You know, it's very much, I would say 75% of my day is business and 25 is creative.
That's so interesting. I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, 1000%. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business, you know, and I would say study this business like you're preparing for law school. And I would say, you know your own intuition, know your own gut. I think in the beginning I was definitely more timid and not as trusting with myself. And I think at the end of the day, my gut has always been right. Right. And as a young designer, your perspective is what shapes, you know, what you're putting out into the world. So just trust that and trust your intuition, I would say. And
that's a really good tip. My last question is, you did coats. You did dresses is like huge, I feel like, this season for you, and camisoles and silky little pieces, but what's next?
You know, that is a tough question too. You know, to me, it's sort of, I've always had like a plan in my head, but it's never been, I'm doing this at this time or this at this time. It's sort of just, I'm letting the line sort of unfold and do what's the natural progression for the line. This felt like a natural progression for me. And it's just important to me that anything that is added on in the future has, you know, retains the same aesthetic and the same sensibility. And but I definitely have thoughts about every category.
You're going to be a whole ready-to-wear collection, basically.
Well, I didn't say it, but I mean, I would love to. I have ideas for sure, but I just wanted to, you know, I want it to unfold naturally.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed meeting my friend Andrea, and make sure to check out her clothing line on her website, helenaquinn.com. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.